today's episode of PJ and the Beard, we're going to take a look at a pedal. But before we dive into that, I'd like to ask you to consider subscribing to the channel. Click on the notification bell. Your interaction with us helps us interact with great people in the industry. And in tonight, we're going to look at a pedal from our friends from NUX. They were really generous to us recently, and we have a couple pedals in for them. And so Beard's going to talk very little about these pedals.
Did you hear the camera just pop off? Yeah. Yes. Sorry about that. So we previously did a video on the 63 Diamond from NUX, in which we were told we talked too much and didn't play enough. So we've kept that in mind tonight.
We took your feedback.
This is the 65 Overdrive from NUX. We're going to try and keep things moving a little bit more for you. Let's talk, maybe, because we care. 4 knobs, level, gain, bass, and treble. And down here on the end, you have a little trim pot, which I think adds more gain, but it seems to affect the tonal characteristics of it a little bit too. If you look at this, it's nice and brown, kind of sparkly, 4 knobs, cream color. It looks very much like a pedal that's apparently famous, but neither one of us are super familiar with.
Right, because they're expensive.
Right, the
Venuram.
The Jan Rag from them. So you can check that out. We looked it up on Reverb. One of them was
if you have $3,500, you can go pick up.
Yeah, like $3,500. But what that pedal doesn't have that this one does is a battery compartment on the back with battery included. So, which is, it's kind of cool. Nobody does that anymore, right? So I say we get right into it, right? Yeah. So this is supposed to sound very Black Panel, Fender Black Panel kind of amp. And so for my first shot, we didn't talk about it. You want to go first or you want to go first?
You go first.
For my first clip, I just jumped on that. Still in glory. I grabbed this DGT SE from PRS that has Porter pickups put in it. And I went on the neck pickup and I split it and then played a couple single note things at the end. And when I did, I put in a full humbucker. Had this pedal set up. Not a lot of drive, push the volume. This is what it sounded like.
For my first clip, I kind of had the pedal similar, if you will. I had the volume, the drive back a little bit and the volume up, and I grabbed the Larry Carlton, the Sire S7, which we just did a video on it and was shoot out with a couple HSS, and we really liked it. So I threw it in the neck pickup and I played this.
For my next clip, I jacked the driveway up. I think I saw the volume pretty high. And I grabbed this guy. This is a Gibson SG Junior. And yeah, I mean, just played it loud.
left out of the loudness game, but I grabbed this beautiful ES335 that's down here, beautiful maple. Did a very low gain, but a high output. And it really, these pickups and that pushed the Tyler really nicely with the Echo Tour, and I played this.
So those are the 4 clips we have for you tonight. We do have a jam at the very end where I grabbed the DGT back off the wall and played it through this pedal again. And I really, well, we'll talk about that in final thoughts, what I thought about that. But before we get into that, we wanted to do some knob turning, and to keep us quiet during it, we already pre-recorded it. And so the knob turning goes a little bit like this. We did explore the trim pot just real quick. We didn't really touch it for any, it's like right out of the box for the other 4. And there is something going on there. So in this clip, Pat played a couple chords. I reach in with a screwdriver, turn it. We had it turned all the way one way and then turned it all the other way. I'm not really sure because I was behind it, which way it went. I think we started with it all the way. If I'm facing it to the left and all the way to the right. It did take me a while to get the screwdriver in there right and turn that, so you'll notice it takes a second, but you should be able to hear it once it moves. Jam at the end. We always like to set that up. I'll go first. I was accompanying the Beard, and I thought, well, you know, it's a pedal made about Fender, so I'll grab a Fender
guitar and I'll play it through the Fender amp. And I went, oh, that's right, the Fender's in the shop. So I played this through the PV Classic 30 clean with reverb.
Yeah, and then I plugged into the 65 with this DGT. I think I spent most of it on the bridge. And then at the very end, I went up to the neck and then did roll the volume down, and it cleans up really nice when you roll the volume down. So you'll see that jam in a minute, or you can use chapters below and fast forward to it if you don't want to hear the talk. But we can't do this video with zero talk. Final thoughts, Patrick. What would your final thoughts be?
I was stunned, honestly. I did bad person here. I did zero research, so I came down. He was already playing it. I heard it when I came down. And then I started hearing about how other people were, comparing it to the Van Ram Jan Ray, is that right? And I know how coveted those pedals are in general. And so I didn't have any expectation about that because I heard that, if I'm making sense. Like I came down, I already heard it. Then I heard what that was about. And I went, okay. And then every time we turned knobs, it was very easy to get a good sound. It is a $49 pedal. Yeah. It was stunning. I mean, much like the Vox, like both of those are the new offerings from them. I really like it. It covered a lot of territory.
Yeah, I mean, we've done a lot of NUX pedals over the years, and NUX for making affordable pedals,
right,
I think we've often been impressed with what we got. Here's my short final thought. Without having heard the final jam played back, that's always the scary part of this, because you might think you played all right and then you listen back to it and go, ooh. But I felt like that was really, it was like a one take jam. And the tone that was coming, I'm going to say this, with the DGT, the Porter pickups into here, through the DLS Effects Echo Tour into the Tyler, the tone that was coming out was inspiring and it was fun to play, and I could have probably jammed on that for quite a while longer. And we've had a few things down here recently that have been very inspiring, and when they are, it makes doing this really, really easy. And I think this pedal was really, really easy tonight.
Yes.
So
probably an affiliate link to that.
I think Zzounds is carrying them, right?
Yeah, Zzounds has them.
So we'll do that. Zzounds is really supportive of the channel, so we like to support them. And with that, thanks for watching. Click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, leaving a comment down below. Even if it's too much talk, boys. Anytime you interact with the channel, it helps us interact with cool people like NUX and Zzounds and everybody else. So we really appreciate that. With that,
I'm PJ on behalf of the Beard, reminding you, no matter what you hear, you never have too much gear.